Well, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP in the state, talking about Abia State, last week held their campaign flag off, thereby getting set to roll out its program with an aim to woo voters during next year's election in Abia State. During the event last week, a lot of promises were made, but leaving out that of the presidential candidate of the party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Though the focus of the rally was to promote the governorship ambition of the PDP governorship candidate and other candidates of the party in Abia State, the courtesy should demand that the party's presidential candidate ambition ought to have been mentioned too, but that was not to be. More so, with the presence of the G5 governors who did not market Atiku, but only Professor Ikone and other members, other candidates of the party and the state. Is the fuse still on? We'll find out on the platform. Well, let me sincerely welcome you to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion here on Flow 94.9 FM. Don't forget, this is what we talk about every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday here on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Welcome. Let's take political update. When we come back, we'll find out what actually transpired at the PDP flag off rally here in Abia State. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. I am Wisdom Thomas. The newly inaugurated governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, has frozen all government accounts in the state. Adeleke, in his first executive order upon inauguration yesterday, alleged that the erstwhile governor of the state, Adegboyega Oyetola, carried out some actions maliciously after he won the July 16th governorship election, including hurried employment without provisions to sustain them. He claimed that these actions were roadblocks channeled at making things difficult in his administration.
I hereby issue the following directives, which will be backed up with appropriate executive orders. Immediate freezing of all government accounts in banks and other financial institutions. Immediate establishment of a bank panel to carry.
Abraham Ama, the acting publicity secretary and the vice chairman of Abia North PDP in the studio. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining me on the program this morning.
It's my pleasure to be with you once again.
Okay, I think we should just start with what happened, what actually transpired at that rally. Would you say that particular event was successful? Tell us what happened.
Well, on Thursday last week, precisely the 24th day of November 2022, worked with witness at Umuahia Township Stadium, and indeed the whole of the metropolis of Umuahia was the former flag off of the Abia PDP 2023 campaign. That ceremony came with a lot of fanfare as Umuahia was virtually taken over by PDP faithfuls drawn from the 17 local government areas and supporters of our various candidates, beginning from our Guba candidates, the highly respected erudite professor of optometry, Professor Uchenna Ikone, his deputy, the 3 senatorial candidates, the 8 House of Representative candidates, and the 24 House of Assembly candidates. What we saw was their supporters and indeed PDP members across the 17 local government areas troop out and made a very, very bold statement. Umuahia was blocked on that day because the traffic, it was very, very difficult to access most parts of Umuahia. There was a very, very massive overflow because the Umuahia Township Stadium does not have the capacity to contain such a crowd. So we saw that crowd overflow to all the adjoining streets of that stadium. And it was a very good one, a very impressive outing. And that outing, the party formally issued out flags to all its candidates. And of course, as a tradition of the party, the personality who formally handed over those flags was the deputy chairman of our party, that is the deputy national chairman of the party for South. He was the person who did I was calling out the names and then handing over the flags to my state chairman, who in turn handed over those flags to the deputy national chairman South, who now handed over to the candidates. And if you look at the constitution of our party, I just saw somebody making a very big blunder, overheard somebody making a very big blunder that Wike was handing over flag. He has the right to show solidarity to his brother governor, but I want to put it on record that he was not the one handing over flag and that he never handed any flag to anybody. So no aspect of our constitution was breached. What happened on that day was we had the G5 integrity governors, people who are highly respected, who came. It has always been the tradition of political parties. It did not start from today. It did not start today. Even in the days of NPM, the days of NPP, the days of UNCP, the days of the APP, and the parties before now, First Republic, Second Republic, we saw this kind of solidarity. We saw this kind of coalition happen.
Now, Chief, you said the person that actually handed over the flag to was the deputy national chairman, South.
Yes, sir.
Why? What about your national chairman? That's your chairman.
Please,
why?
as I said earlier, we have, you see, our programs are segmented. We are the authors of our program. This program started from the ward level, where we had a massive meeting in all the 184 wards of Abia State. And then after that, we had another meeting that took place in the 17 local government area. A replica of what you saw at the Omar Township Stadium on that day had happened at the various ward level, 184 wards. It has also happened at the 17 local governments. And now it was we now move to the states. And we are also moving to a national campaign where Atiku himself, where the national chairman himself will come to Abia. We are moving to that stage.
Okay.
You see, people don't draw our agenda. We are the longest and the only political party in Nigeria that has survived over 20 years. We take responsibility for our programs. We take responsibility for our agenda. And no man stays somewhere, you understand, and begin to design our program. We know exactly what we are doing now, what we did on that day, on the 24th of November, was a focus on the state. Sometime on the 10th of December or so, we are looking, we are still trying to finalize the date with Abuja. We are coming out with another outing. This outing will focus on the presidential candidates.
Okay, so in that rally, the flag off, you didn't mention Atiku, we didn't hear. Is it because, was it because of the fact that it was strictly on states? Was that why you didn't mention his name, or you even, because I saw when Chief, the issue of, I saw when Wike was actually saying vote for the governorship candidate, vote for House of Reps, vote for senators, vote for House of Assembly candidate, but he never mentioned Wike, Atiku.
As I said, we have a lot of people out there who are just looking for faults, because we are an outstanding political party with capacity, with the best of men who are standing for election. So persons are just trying to look for unnecessary faults. As I said, when the day we had a rally, I come from Ipun Ward in Ihechiawa. The day we had a rally on Ipun Ward, we centered on on issues that relate to Ipun Ward. The day we moved to Aruchuku, where I come from, Aruchuku local government area, we also centered, and others moved to other local governments. You understand? They centered on issues that affect their local governments. At the state, we centered because on the day of our national rally at Umuahia, we are going to center on our presidential candidates and nothing short of that on that day. We are going to center. So it is our own design. You see, it is the responsibility of any organization in the world to craft their strategy. It is the responsibility of any organizations in the world to look out for ways to execute its own strategies. People don't craft strategies for us. People must not tell us how to execute our strategies. It is our own responsibility to do what we want to do at any particular time. And today, when we talk about political agenda in Abia State, people are just talking about what PDP is doing. And people are not talking what the other parties are doing.
PDP is the ruling party.
You understand? Everybody is talking about what PDP is doing because the other parties are actually doing nothing.
We will come to that, Chief, but let's look at the issue of G5 governors. They actually visited Abia State, and the Abia PDP actually welcomed them. Will it be right for us to say, or many people to assume, that now the PDP governors, I mean the G5 governors, and Abia PDP, they are on the same page as against the national?
When you say against the national, I don't know exactly, except if you speak in specific terms. You speak on specific terms.
Now, when the governors came, there were 5. And I'm sure that you know that it's not only 5 governors you have in PDP. You have other governors. Even the presidential candidate is also, the national chairman is there. And one will be wondering, why did they not come as well, to identify with Abia PDP?
Well, in my Ihechiawa dialect, we have a common saying that Amoba Ahoro. And what it simply means is that even within a family, that you'll find people who just become attached to each other, even within the family. So we are of the bigger, larger PDP family. And in that family, we are making, establishing relationship. You understand? A special relationship with some persons. And I must tell you that my state governor, His Excellency Dr. Okezie Ikpeazu, has developed a very, very cordial relationship with some of his brother governors. Amongst whom, of course, the governor of Rivers State, in the person of His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the governor of Enugu State, the governor of Benue State, and the governor of Oyo State. So, and you see, this relationship building mechanism is not is something which keeps developing. Tomorrow, we might see a meeting in Abia where 7 PDP governors will come. By January, we might see a meeting in Abia where 9 PDP governors will come. So it's a developing story. It's a developing story. There is nothing about wrong about it, and it is because they say birds of the same feathers flock together. They are flocking together because they are reasoning together. Because these are governors who are responsible for championing the Southern Nigeria agenda. These are governors who are responsible for championing the need for equity, the need for fairness, the need for accountability, the need for responsibility within the PDP. And these factors has brought them together, and they are working to make sure that these things are being
okay. Now, Chief, you know why I asked the question? Because many people believe that with the absence of Atiku and the national chairman of your party, Yochi Ayu, that day, there could be a kind of secret deal for you, I mean, Abia PDP, to support the Labour Party presidential candidate. Confirm that.
Okay, listen to me. I want people to understand, and including this communication media establishment, to understand that parties in our programs, we do have state programs and we have national programs. I was at Uyo when our presidential candidate came to Uyo, and after that Uyo has also have their own state program where Atiku did not come. I don't know whether you understand. That is how these things work. That is how these things work. And I also want you to understand that about a fortnight ago, I was part of Abia delegation who met with our presidential candidates at his Abuja Asokoro residence.
Was Governor aware of that visit?
Of course, he was aware. He facilitated it.
And he's still a member of the G5.
I said he facilitated it. Let me tell you, even the presidential candidate of the PDP, President that is the person of Atiku Abubakar, he knows that Governor Ikpeazu is a moderator under the circumstances we find ourselves. He is moderating peace. He is the bridge. He is the bridge. He is having a very robust discussion.
But he is with the G5.
No, listen. He is having.
Who are actually against.
Listen, he is having a robust discussion with his colleagues in the G5 and also with the larger PDP, particularly those around President Atiku. You understand? We had, and let me tell you, in that meeting, our presidential candidate, the other Professor Ikone, was there. In that meeting, other prominent Abians were there. Even the state chairman of Abia PDP, in the person of Right Honorable Allwell Asiforo, he was part of that meeting. The deputy chairman of the party, in the person of Honorable Wachuku, he was part of that. Obinna Wachuku, he was part of that meeting. So it was part of that meeting.
So if all these people were part of the meeting and you said that the governor was aware, so why is the governor not joining the campaign trail of Vice President, former
because
Vice President?
Because let me tell you, being in love with your wife, with your spouse, with your children, you must not fail to tell them the truth. We have issues which we consider family issues, which we expect our presidential candidate to address.
And the time is running out.
It is, we are working on our time. We are not working on anybody's time. And we are masters in reconciliation. You will be surprised what will happen before the end of December. You will be surprised. They are robust discussion. So a day hardly passes without Atiku talking to Ikpeazu. A day hardly passes. You see, these things are mostly people are overtaken by what troubles them. You understand? What troubles them. You understand? It's like what you see at times between what we call the party in government and the opposition party. You understand? You see their leadership you understand, always talking to themselves, and then you come down, you see the so-called supporters fighting and making enmities amongst themselves. But at the other side, these people are talking. In most cases, they are dining together.
So by December, you're saying, Chief, that by December you would have settled whatever.
I believe strongly that before the end of December, that most of the issues that threatens the well-being of our party will be taken care of. I believe.
Okay,
I believe
so
that.
In a situation where it's not settled, probably this issue that people are speculating that there's a grand plot by the Abia PDP to support people.
You see, when we are going for this kind of engagement, we remain positive. And as I speak to you, every pointer today is indicative to the fact that will resolve every outstanding issue.
If you are champion, if those 5 governors are actually championing the interest of the southern people of Nigeria, which of course your presidential candidate is not for, of course he's from the northern extraction, that means probably this issue or the speculation that you're actually supporting P2B might be true.
As I said, we are having a robust discussion. I am not going to deal on insinuations.
Okay.
I'm not going, because what your question amounts to insinuation. It amounts on what you believe. It amounts of what you think or what some people think. But I am telling you of the reality on ground. And the reality on ground is that we are having a robust discussion, you understand, with our presidential candidates on issues that needs to be resolved to make Abia, to make both PDP at the state level and national level more robust.
Now tell us, Chief, what's the relationship between Abia PDP and Atiku campaign team?
I would want you to be more specific.
It's obvious. I'm just asking, what is the relationship between Abia PDP and that of campaign team of Atiku Abubakar?
If there are issues you have cited which have led credence to this question, I want you to go straight and point out those issues. I wouldn't want you to be so vague.
No. What we are saying, because of what transpired at the stadium, nobody mentioned Atiku's presidential ambition. And you said that you people are still, talking.
As I said,
so I want to know, what is the relationship between Abia PDP and the Atiku campaign organization? Because his ambition ought to have been represented at that rally.
His ambition?
Yes. You didn't mention it. You didn't say support Atiku or vote for PDP.
It is our marketing strategy. Our marketing strategy, is that on the day of the state rally, we'll dwell with elections that has to do from the Guba down to the House of Assembly. That is our strategy. And that on the day of the presidential rally, we will dwell on issues, because these issues are very bogus. These issues are very large. And the time frame, you understand, the time frame of 4 hours, 5 hours cannot allow us or give us what it takes to deal with them one by one. So on the day of the presidential rally, we are going to deal with the issue of our president and the issue of Abia's interests as far as those presidents are concerned, and the issue of Southeast, and the issue of, we are going to deal with those issues on that day.
Okay. Well, if you're just joining us, to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion, and my guest has been Chief Abraham Ama, the acting publicity secretary and the vice chairman, Abia North PDP. And we are talking about the fallout of that campaign flag off here in Abia State. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll be welcoming another guest who will speak in favor of Atiku campaign organization. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion, and we are looking at the fallout of the Abia PDP campaign flag off held last week Thursday here in Omahe. And I've been speaking with my guest, Chief Abraham Ama, the acting publicity secretary of Abia PDP and the vice chairman of Abia North PDP. And joining me virtually now is Kingsley Megwara, a member of Atiku campaign organization. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you, my brother.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay,
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome. Now, what is the position of Atiku campaign organization? I mean, the relationship between Atiku campaign organization and that of Abia PDP. Tell us in brief what the relationship is like.
We don't have any problem at all.
Okay.
And I have overheard our acting publicity secretary enumerate everything so far. I completely agree and in line with what he has said. Atiku Abubakar will be here on the 10th of January, whereas we will have a larger campaign for him, and all of the actors who showed up the other day will equally be there. So today we do not have any problem at all. He speaks for the party and by extension for the Atiku campaign. So it's like all of us are working together because we have a compelling interest to make sure that this country will not suffer another 4 years of the APC government. That is the challenge.
Okay.
The challenge for us today is 230 million Nigerians are holding on and waiting for the PDP government to come on board and reject the system all over. People are suffering.
Okay, so tell us where you represented at that state's rally, the flag off of that state rally held last week.
Well, currently we are working with 156 pro groups, and several of them were there that day. And we have 17 local government coordinators who equally were working and were there. We have 5 persons per unit. And all of this is within the Atiku campaign organization. And again, I said, some of you journalists sometimes try to stretch things. Let me report, as the spokesperson for the Atiku campaign, that headed by Chief Charles Ogbenia, here in Abia State that we do not have any problem whatsoever with the state apparatus. So we both have a compelling interest to project all of our PDP candidates in the state. We both have a compelling interest to make sure that Atiku Abubakar gets what our objective here in Abia State is. We have a target, and we're both working towards that target.
So obviously, Atiku's ambition was actually, pushed during that campaign rally in Umuahia last week.
I won't say it was pushed. You have had our state publicity secretary, acting publicity secretary, tell you that there is a bigger campaign coming on the 10th. I would want those of you who are journalists to not stretch it anymore.
Okay, so obviously the governor, who is the leader of the party, is also supportive of Atiku's ambition.
You have heard what the acting publicity secretary
No, I want to hear from you.
Regard.
You are a member of Atiku campaign organization. Probably I should be hearing from you as well.
You have heard what the acting publicity secretary had enumerated, and I'm on record to say that we do not have a problem here in Abia State.
Okay, let me sincerely thank you, a member of Atiku campaign organization. That's Kingsley Megwara. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining me on the program this morning.
I thank you profusely.
Thank you so much. Well, that's the situation here. Well, Chief Abraham Ama, a member of Atiku's campaign organization, has actually corroborated what he said, that there's no problem, but Abians are still asking the question. You should be seeing more of Atiku's ambition, or whatever support the Abia PDP ought to be given to him at this point in time, which obviously is not forthcoming.
When you say it's not forthcoming, it sounds very strange and absurd for you to make such a statement, because we have emphasized the fact that there is a very, very deep discussions, deep conversations are ongoing, and that as a people, for God's sake, we want our party to win the presidency. I want you to look at my eyeballs and know that we want our party to win the presidency.
Even with the disagreement,
we want our party. There are no disagreements. The issues we have raised are issues that will enable us, because we don't want to lose. That is why we are raising issues that we, and every day at the level of strategy, issues are being raised, and most of these issues are not in the public domain, and not only for our party, with every other organization, including your organizations. You people sit down at your management level and raise up issues. You understand that borders on competition. You raise issues that borders on managing scarce resources. You raise issues that borders on, when you started this business, that diesel was not this much expensive.
Okay.
But under the APC government, that diesel is taking probably 80% of your budget. You understand? These are critical issues, and you cannot fend away from them because you want to create the impression that everything is okay, because otherwise one day you go off air.
Okay.
So the issues we are raising are germane issues, and we are raising them because we love our party.
And what are those germane issues you're raising?
They are the issues I have told you. You understand? We have, you see, we cannot have, let me tell you something that happened in 2015. In 2015, I was privileged to be amongst a select few who found themselves in a particular hotel in this Umuahia to articulate what the Jonathan administration should understand about Abia and what he should address at the stadium when he comes. One of the things we raised during that meeting was that the only federal university in Nigeria is operating under very severe restrictions. That federal university does not have the faculty of law, does not have a faculty of medicine. You understand? And that there was a need for the presidency to make a presentation at the National Assembly, which will change the name of that institution so that they can go beyond agriculture to have a faculty of medicine and a faculty of law. One of the things we raised was that the Abia State was one of the prominent states in Nigeria without a federal polytechnic. That Abia State is one of the states in Nigeria without a federal college of education. That Abia State is the only state in Nigeria where all the federal roads are bad. all the federal votes are bad. And the federal votes we named at that time were Ekotekpena vote at Aba, Ekotekpena vote at Umuahia, and what I may call Ekotekpena vote, but which is actually Ruchuku or Hafia Road. Because that road is also leading to Ekotekpena. That all these votes are bad. At that time, the Port Harcourt road being a federal road, people were still managing it. It was not in the front burner. So we raised this issue. But when our own candidate at that time came to the stadium, for some reasons he was overtaken and started telling us, I'm your brother, I am your in-law, my wife had a background from Ibeku, and all the rest of them. These issues were not raised. And it affected us. The vote we supposed, he won in Abia, but not the margin we expected. So when we raise issues, we are raising issues to bring up our vote. And all these issues we raised in 2015 are still there. You understand? The only federal university does not have.
Has he actually agreed to address this?
You understand? That is the discussion.
So he has not agreed.
You understand? That is the discussion. You understand? We are seeing some green light in the tunnel. We are seeing, in this discussion, they are. You see, these things are graduated.
So maybe you have a written document where he would just sign, because if you remember what Governor Wike said, that he agreed that Ayu was going to step down. But up to this moment, Ayu hasn't stepped down. So is that the kind of agreement you're having with him?
I have told you the type of issues we are bringing to the table. I have told you those issues. And other issues are, for some time now, no Abia is occupying a prominent position at the federal government. No Abians. You understand? The last time we had it so good was when General Jerika was the chief of army staff. We have never seen anything like that again. So we have a lot of prominent Abians who have what it takes. You understand? To have big appointments at the top. You understand? If I recall very well, the brain behind this establishment, you understand, had worked at the security level at a point where some of his colleagues from the north are very, very qualified to be seen as the GG of SSS. We are not seeing this type of a thing coming this side. So these are discussions. We don't want to see an emergence of a security high command tomorrow where an Igbo man will not be in attendance. We don't want to see one where the southern Nigerians will not be in attendance. You understand? We don't want to see the continuous neglect of our federal votes.
Chief Abraham,
those are the issues we are discussing.
Fine, and I am saying that I'm sure that this same issue was also raised with him, between him and Governor Wike, when he said that the man promised him that the current chairman of your party was going to step down, but up to this moment, he has not done that. So with this agreement you're having with him, how are you sure he's going to keep to those agreements?
No, by God's special grace, time will tell. You see, I let us not fast track this discussion. You understand? These are developing discussions, and we are positive that, yes, I agree with you that one of the major problems we have today was the failure of our national chairman to keep to a comment and a promise which he made at the Bauchi Governor's Lodge at Abuja, where he did say that if a presidential candidate emerge from the northern part of the country, that I will resign. You understand? But along the line, people have come up with some other templates. And one of those templates is that the time is so short for us to go for another.
All right.
You understand? So this other one is quite a different thing, because we are looking at a 4-year tenure or probably 8-year tenure of our presidency. You understand?
Still with the same person
you understand? And we are talking with Atiku.
All right.
You understand? And our leaders know how best to secure whatever agreement they reach with him.
Okay, it's time for us to open the phone line so you can actually make your contributions on the show. The number is to call at 080-8182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. You can also go to our Facebook page and drop your message. But I must remind you, please, no name calling, no personal attacks. Just go ahead and make your submission on the program. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Genekan.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Abraham. Let me thank you and my brother, Kisli Megwara.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is John Okikado, for exactly projecting the position of our party in Abia and also at the national level. I just want to respond to an issue that Genekan raised, because I see that Genekan is fighting very hard to bring out new talking points. When you talk about guaranteeing agreement that will be reached now, that's exactly why we are saying that IU should step down. Because after the election, two persons will meet to decide the sharing of offices at the presidential level. Those two persons will be the national chairman of the party and the president in waiting. So our guarantee would have been that we have a Southerner as PDP national chairman, and that person will sit with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to remind him that these were the issues agreed. So you now see that you hit the heart of the matter that we are trying to resolve. And I also agree with the Abraham Mama and Chitis Megwara that what we saw on the was clearly a state rally. There will be a presidential rally, and the presidential rally will be all about our presidential candidate and his running mates. Don't look for any fire to stoke, because there is none. We are a united family.
No,
and we will continue to move forward as a family.
We are not, actually, that's not what we are doing here. Well, let me sincerely thank you, the Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Chief John Okikalo. Thank you so much. Okay, let's take another call now. Hello, good morning. Okay, hello, good morning. Hello? Oh, okay, maybe we just call us back. We are struggling to hear you down. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
God bless you. Good morning, your guest in the studio.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Abraham.
Good morning, sir.
You really said it honestly. You tried to roll out some of the things that PDP-led government after 2014, 2015 gave to mainly in the area. Let us not forget that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was an African, and she happens to be finance minister. When PDP was in power, Abia State had wonderful duty positions. Today, where are we? That is exactly some of the agitation of this G5 government. And I want to say that in as much as people have begun to understand the reason of this G5 argument, he should please listen to them. Yes, Ayu should resign. My own personal opinion earlier before now happens to be they should allow Ayu to run the election. After we win, he will now resign. But the truth is, in as much as Okwene accepts that particular agreement before the primaries, he should please resign. PDP in Abia remains one. I am a member of Atiku campaign organization in Abia. I happen to be a coordinator in the local government. Atiku Youth and Women Unite. I am the coordinator, so we are working hand in hand with the state party.
Thank you, Chidebe.
No rip at all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gideon.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir. I'm Abraham.
Good morning, sir.
Who say man know the name? I am calling you guys from Omaya.
Welcome, go ahead.
I want to thank you once again, Sir Abraham, for coming out to dispute the alleged fracas between the party PDP in Abia State and Atiku support groups. Thank God that you've made it known to all of us. And Kingsley Megwara, Honorable Kingsley Megwara as well has spoken the same way. You know, most times journalists, people, they will try to bring out issues, but as well, thank God that for the
Who say man no day? Who say man no day? You remember what I said earlier? We are talking about issues, and I will want you to limit yourself to the issue and leave journalists alone. Go ahead.
Ginika, don't attack me, I beg you. I never mentioned any name.
No. Just go ahead and make your submission.
The issue of Atiku, the PDP is a big family. It's a bigger family than I expected. The most important thing is for PDP to win election. Whether Ayu is stepping down or not, PDP is poised to bring out what they would take to win election. That's the most important thing. Whether I'm talking about, even if Ayu step down today because of time, like Abraham said, you cannot conduct another national election. It will even affect the party if they will go to court. Wicked that is dragging that Ayu should step down. Is he fighting for an Igbo person to replace Ayu? When we have one of BOT of PDP is from an Igbo man, then the secretary of the party is an Igbo man. So Wicked should consider this. PDP is a good big family that has poised to change the narrative of the leadership in this country today. Okay. By the grace of God, they will achieve it.
Thank you.
2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Ginika.
Good morning. Welcome.
My name is Inwad. I'm calling from Abia.
Okay. Go ahead.
Talking about the issue on ground, PDP rally no more here. For me, I don't want PDP to come back again. They have failed. 16 years they are in power. In fact, there's nothing they have achieved. Even here in Abia State, come to Maru, they want you to come and do. You cry. See how people are suffering. Go to Orata, no road there. It's like a fish dump. We don't sleep at because of hospital. See what they are talking about, how to win election, no pension, no gratuity. We can review that they have reviewed 30%.
Okay, I think we lost that caller there, the call there. Maybe you just call us back and finish up with your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Ginika, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Ginika, my name is Excellent. Let me contribute excellently. Ginika, let me tell you the gospel truth. We don't need any prophet to tell us that there is crisis in PDP. When I mean crisis, I mean a balancing crisis, a spiritual crisis. See, when God wants to bless the righteous, He will frustrate the wicked. See, it's only in other states. Let me see, even if 30 people call now, it's only 3 people that will say PDP is this, they do this, they do that. There is problem in PDP. Goodluck Jonathan is supposed to be in that arena, that day. Goodluck Jonathan, even former governor, even in Abia State. Nobody, they didn't even come there. Now they are saying that 10th of January Atiku. What is happening? They know that they are in crisis. See, let me tell you the gospel truth. They are having serious misunderstanding. The person that met OKC as the governor, did you see him there? I mean, a lot of people, he said so. Did you see him there? So let me tell you, something is going to happen. Okay, every time they will say, education, medical stroke, order, Gregory stroke, they don't want to talk what is happening in PDP. That's what people
that the commissioners, as the governor has appointed, are very proactive in the media, offline, online, and social media. It's a plus for us.
So, Commissioner, there's no problem in within your food, right?
There is no
okay.
When you look, I'm a journalist like you, and I've been following this question you are posing at the end. If I'm also sitting on that seat, I will ask that question because you want a headline. The headline we gave the people was last Saturday when Abia stood still for our candidate, especially Professor Atiku, who has performed as a rector, as a VC. And of course, you saw our speaker, Ikuku just coming out to declare that from all the indication, no party can sit us in the state. And of course, we are solidly behind our presidential candidate.
Okay.
So what we are saying in effect is that everything must be done right. And I can assure you, you have also heard from Kingsley, my brother. You have heard from Abraham. Who else do you want to hear from?
Okay.
By January, we will come out boldly again to reassert and confirm there is no vacancy in Abia State governorship seat. There is vacancy in Asoro. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Ginika.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, the personalities in the house. Ginika, what I am a postulate you came, retired military personnel by Ghost Race.
What I am saying in PDP, somebody said there's no crisis in PDP. Well, I'm not a politician. We agree with them there's no crisis. But what I'm saying in effect is that God has showed us the way. What we are stretching our hands so far to pick, all the northern Christians have made their stand clear, represented by the former secretary to the federal government. So why not also know the person that who knows about the problem of we people? Than making some of us who invested in Umudika are crying today. Because our investors will cost us millions are lying there. So what we are pleading with our people, let's follow the rightful way that the Lord is showing us. Than making a written document, submitting. Some of us who are serving in different parts of this country will tell you what we are passing through before we got retired. So what we are saying is that let's follow the rightful way the Lord is showing us. We know at the end, God will bless us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let's go over to our Facebook page. This one is coming from Kingsley Uchechukwu Brown. He said, Mr. Ginika, I think it is so clear to you that Chief Ama Abraham, your guest, is seriously struggling to answer the questions you asked him. Let him keep living in the... Okay, we're watching them. Okay. Zeka Elvis said, gracious morning in the studio. No matter how PDP tries to twist and hide things, I believe it's crystal clear for everyone to see that the PDP G5 governors and their presidential candidate are not in good terms. They should stop deceiving and misleading well-meaning Nigerians. Thank you so much, Zeka Elvis. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, this one from Martins Uzo said, I'm not surprised that commissioners in Abia State hate nothing to do. Okay, I think we just have to leave it like that. Chief Hamama, let me probably congratulate you to tell you, you said that there's no problem in your party, so you just go ahead and with your campaign rally. So where is the next bus stop for the governorship campaign rally in the state?
As I said before that, we have that of the presidential campaign is coming up.
Okay, when?
I think 10th of January. And then we are also looking at in the next, by the end of this week, our timetable, we are going to take some decisive actions. One of them is we are going to go on with our zonal rallies.
Okay.
So what has happened at Umuahia, we are going to replicate it at the 3 senatorial zones, Abia North, Abia Central, and Abia South. And then after that, we are going to come out with another timetable for our movement to the 17 local government areas. But while all this is going on, we have our people on the ground who are doing their consultations with various interest groups across the 184 wards, across all the villages in Abia State, and across all the polling units, over 4,000 of them.
Okay. Well, let me sincerely thank you, Chief Abraham Ama, the Acting Publicity Secretary and the Vice Chairman, Abia North PDP. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And earlier, Chief Kingsley Megwara, a member of Atiku campaign organization, who actually spoke to us virtually. Thank you so much. To all of you who called in and who sent in your messages, thank you so much. May God bless you. We'll be back again on Wednesday at 10 a.m. on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Sincere thanks to Adeza and Wizi, Stanko and Nedu, as well as my producer, Samson Eze. Thank you so much. May God bless you. My name is Ginika Olwoha. I'll see you again. Let's make Abia better. Good morning.